Hello, everyone of the sign of Taurus. I am here today to give you your message for July 2023. Not 2023, 2025, but must be that something's important about 2023 for you guys. Let's see what that's all about. Why did I say 2023? Oh, okay. Let me talk about 23 and 23 real quick because I said that by accident and I don't think anything is an accident. The first thing that comes out is sacred space, and this is number 36, and it says, mundane to eyes not of my own. These sacred responsibilities are mine to embrace. And I feel like there's something really hidden inside of you that happened in 2023 that is going to come forward this July, that your responsibility will be to cleanse it. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have her carrying a broom here, and the next one has to do with a broom. So that's that. And it's something in your closet, something hidden in your closet, and it's an internal closet. It's like something you're hiding inside of yourself. And then we have the winter bison. Besom, whatever, number 43. And it says, sweep away ill intent while creating boundaries weaved with protection, a which respects passages of safety. And this is literally talking about this energy of having to clear out this thing that you have hidden in your closet. And this is interesting because of what I'm going to talk to you about first, because that will actually create safety within you. I tell a lot of people that come into my office, spiritual attachments, ghosts, spell work, demonic attachments, energy that has to do with illnesses and deceit and ill will and whatever, all happen because we have wounds that we haven't healed, and they become that skeletons in our closet, but also a doorway in which things can attach to and negatively influence us. And then the third thing that comes out is the North Star. I am an embodiment of what I seek, walking with purpose while focusing on my path. Do you see the turbulent waters behind her? And she is the light that she's looking for. And then there's three: mind, body, and spirit. Um, this is telling me that July for you, Taurus, will be a very turbulent time, but you need to find your internal center to clear out this which has been tormenting you since 2023. Um, wow. 2023, that's a seven. Seven has to do with the chariot card, which also means about something that you felt like you needed to move on from, or something that you need to get away from that you didn't, or something that you needed to change that you didn't. And it's going to come back forth in July, and it's going to be creating an internal like battle for you. That's interesting, Taurus, especially since Taurus has a tendency of not wanting to move forward quickly. It's like once you can be the thing that breaks down walls and takes charge and moves forward, or you can be the thing that refuses to move no matter what. And right now, it feels like you haven't moved from an energy from 2023 that is literally giving access to certain energies to negatively influence you. So if you're experiencing spiritual attacks, if you've experienced negative thought patterns, if you've experienced like negative things happen to you in a cyclical manner, it's because you're allowing it in, because you're not taking responsibility for clearing out this negative thing that has influenced you since 2023. That being said, let's talk about July. July Fourth, Neptune retrogrades in Aries. This is very important. Why? Because Aries has a tendency of being the emperor. In the dark shadow aspect, it can be a tyrannical energy. It's trying to get into your mind. It's trying to influence you by the wounds that you're carrying. You see why I told you this is very important? I'm letting you know right now, to whoever I'm talking to, that your Achilles heel, the thing that will make you fall, the thing that will sabotage you, the thing that will negatively influence you, is 1,000% linked to a wound that you're still carrying, and it's being used against you. This can be where somebody triggers you so you can get angry and you act impulsively because you're angry. This can be a situation where somebody triggers a wound you have and you isolate and you hide. And when you do that, you don't go for whatever it is that you're supposed to be going for. I mean, there's so many ways that somebody can sabotage you when you have a wound. And, that's what magic is all about, using the energies around the matrix and influencing them and sending them towards you so it triggers and links into a wound that you have so that you hurt yourself. So I need you to be careful with that. Wow. Look at that. I split the deck in the raccoon and letting go. I think that's the actual message. I'm going to pull that out. Okay. Um, because I feel like that's what they want to tell you about this energy of Neptune. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love it when my cards kind of talk to me the same way I'm hearing it. So the first thing I have is the raccoon. It says letting go. This message has to do with those things in which we cling. Be it a thought form, a habit, a creed, or a situation, that the time has come for letting go. Something is halting your progress and you are spinning your wheels. Once you embrace change, blessings will flow. I mean, legit. That was the beginning of the reading. And then we have the horse and the freedom. And it says, you must break out of any limitations that are holding you back, whether they are self-imposed or put on you by others, peoples, or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams. Something caused fear inside of you, doubt, and hate, I heard. And that fear, doubt, and hate, that is literally making you fall over and over and over again. And so, and the bad thing about the energy of Taurus, especially the shadow aspect, is that once it validates a belief, it anchors so strong to it that it can't move. Um, and I think they're warning you that you're in that stage where you're going to get stuck and then you're not going to be able to move. All right, next thing. Um, the next thing that comes up is the full moon in Capricorn in July, July 10th. This one's freaky, especially with what I just finished telling you. First, the influence will be from the 7th all the way to the 14th. Important for you to know. Second thing is that based on my experience with full moons in Capricorn, and this is from as long as I've been charting it, right? Full moons and Capricorns bring up your wounds. They bring up your negative habits, your negative patterns, your negative ways of thinking, and you're like kind of psycho during this time because you're literally reliving your wounds or the wounds of your family that you have been carrying. And so this brings up generational curses. This brings up generational trauma. This brings up your trauma, your negative patterns, all that stuff. It just brings it up and you're like stirring in that shit for a while. So that's why it's a full moon, because it brings light, clarity, insight, big open eyes to what is around you. I just noticed there's this huge spider on the floor. First thing that comes out is the camel. Pers- Persevere and you will overcome problems. This is entering the desert. This is going through a long period of scarcity. And it says, bags, something important, such as new job or a raise. I actually don't feel like it's a new job or a raise. I feel like it's like a bag that you're carrying over your shoulder, like a weight. And uh it just feels really heavy. And then we have the torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding, which is what the full moon is all about. I just finished telling you that. So it's like, finally, you're like the camel carrying this bag. You've been carrying it this whole entire time. And you're like, I don't understand. If I've been doing all this work, I can't get forward. I don't understand why everything bad happens to me and blah, blah, blah. I don't understand what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And it's like this negative cycle that has been running over and over and over in your life. And it's this light of inspiration that you are going to be get clarity have clarity about. And then we have the flute, disappointment in friend or lover. And what it's going to happen is that you're going to start realizing that there's a wound of a disappointment, a letdown, a disagreement, a betrayal, something that you've been carrying. And even though you said it's not too much of a big deal, I moved on, blah, 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 you just ignored it and you didn't process the emotions and you didn't let it go. Sometimes we need to do a ritual once we do forgiveness. And the ritual can be something simple, but it has to be an actual ritual that you do. So let's say, like, um, making a mateship funeral for the version of yourself that you let go of when this bad thing happened to yourself, or like creating a ritual ceremony where you take something to the river and um, you have your crying situation, you burn something, and then the ashes, you put them in the river washing away from you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to spend you a lot of money, but it should be something that feels like an actual ritual of death, like a ritual of letting this go, because you have been carrying it. And that's the thing that has had you sabotaged. That's why things have been so hard. And it's a long time. Like, that's 2 years, like 2023 to 2025. That's like 2 years of carrying this and seeing and all these negative things happening to you because you still carry it. That's crazy. So the next thing after that is the Venus entering Leo, and that'll be in July 12th. This is important because it's your ego driving your passions forward in a situation. Ego is positive, it's not negative. It's your human self and the things it desires. If you're in a healthy state of being, of mind, spirit, and soul, your passionate desires will move you in a direction that are positive. If you're not, then you will move towards negative habits, negative like thoughts, negative intentions, and you will move 1,000 miles per hour towards something that is not good for you. So it's positive and negative at the same time. It's very influenced by fire. The good thing is it's your earth, and earth has a way of neutralizing some of the energies of fire, but there's still that energy because there's Venus energy, which is water, which can make you into mud, which still makes you move, still slowly, but you move in a direction that might not be for your greatest good. Okay, so let's see how this is going to be influencing you. It's your mouth. So we have Eros, and it is a diamond in somebody's mouth. 1 second. This one is interesting because I feel like, okay, Eros says love as desire, eroticism, sensuality, passion, sexual health. Um, this can also create madness and projection and obsessive energy. This is why I told you it depends on where you're at, right? Because in this energy, you can become super passionate, let's say with your partner or with a goal that you have or whatever, and it inspires that inspiration and you just move towards it, and it's going to activate your sacral space, and you're going to have so much activity and creativity and drive, and everything you say like sparks inspiration. But in the opposite, I just finished telling you you have to let something go so that you can have freedom. I just finished saying that you have something that you're carrying that is negatively influencing you with the disappointment. So this can actually be something where you then obsess over this situation. You then spew out things that can negatively impact your life. So I need you to be very mindful whenever you speak in July that you're speaking from a place of light, of growth, of change, of inspiration, of something that's going to influence you positively and is not going to lead to destruction and negativity and chaos. Okay? Again, the bull is awesome when it moves forward, but sometimes it's like you don't want to be the bull in the china shop, right? You don't want to destroy everything that's around you because you can't repair everything you destroy. And it all depends on if you let this energy go and you stop carrying it and you don't negatively let you influence. I can tell you personally that based on what I've seen with my clients that come in, um, when you have an attachment, spiritually speaking, a spiritual attachment that comes from the door being open because you have a wound that hasn't been processed, you see through the distortion of that entity. You see through the distortion of that pain. You see through the distortion of that ugliness that you carry. And what you see might not be the correct perception because you're being clouded by this energy that is negatively influencing you. I'm letting you know that just because I just hope that you don't sabotage yourself for July. That's the biggest hope for me. And if you're conscious of it, you can avoid getting yourself hurt. Okay. So next thing is the new moon. The new moon in the sign of Leo. Leo plants seeds of growth in a new direction based on your ego desire. So let's see how this is going to influence you. The new moon is on I said the 24th of July. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. So tell me about this for my Taurus. Actually, I think this is going to be the last reading I do because I'm feeling drained from this one. Like my head is heavy. I'm tired. First of all, you're going to be calling attention to yourself. So we have the Queen of Wands. This is something where you're going to be very alluring, and especially because of the way you speak. Second thing that we see here is the Six of Wands in reverse. I don't like that because, again, it's like using, like all of a sudden I'm getting like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility, right? And it's like having a superpower in the month of July and using it in a way that destroys instead of builds. And this causes negative repercussions. And then it also looks like justice. This can be like having to go to court. This can be like having problems with the law and confusion. Look at that. Oh, Lord Jesus, who am I connecting to? Um, and here goes the magician energy. Mm. As above, so below. I'm seeing that strongly with this one, and this causes the Nine of Swords. So it's kind of like what the ugly that you're carrying because of this pain you carry. I'm not blaming you, and I'm not judging you, and I'm not trying to throw stones at you. What I'm trying to tell you is that when we carry a wound, I saw this meme before that says, "Heal your wounds, or you'll bleed on everyone." And I feel like Everybody is responsible for the pain you carry except for yourself. And it's a lashing out energy. It feels like lashing out, being angry, explosive, negative in different ways, and it's everybody else's fault. And it feels like a bull in a um, china shop, and that's terrible because it's legit this energy of destroying what you've created. The bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. Wow. With the old hag and the Emperor card, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. And this feels like the energy, let me show it to you. This feels like the energy of that explosive energy will last you a very, very, very long time. And also put you in a situation um, where the authority that you have, you lose. I'm afraid for whoever I'm talking about. So um, please be mindful of what you do, the actions you take, the words you say, because they're negatively influenced by a wound. Next thing that we're seeing is Mercury entering Virgo, which will be July 28th. And this is a period where your connections that you're making, the communications that you're making are planned, are calculated based on an outcome that you desire to manifest for your future. And whoa, those cards fell again. I want to see how that's going to influence you. I'm like, oh my Lord. Okay, so we have an eclipse energy here because we have the sun and the moon. And then we have the King of Swords. The Three of Cups with the Six of Cups. The Queen of Swords. I can't believe how you're getting these partners here. Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Literally, this is saying eclipsing out a narcissistic energy that you've been connected to for a long period of time from your past. You're cutting it out. You're breaking down the walls that you've created, and you're starting to invest a little bit more on yourself. Hopefully you do this. I'm Five of Wands with the Four of Sword. Oh, okay. The Five of Wands with the Four of Swords, the Emperor, the Death card, and the Hangman. This energy is telling me, going back to this energy that we didn't see over here, um, there's going to be fights that put something to rest. This Emperor energy that we're seeing here that changes your fate is literally going to put something to an end, and it's actually going to get you stuck in a cycle. This feels like putting your foot in your mouth and then having to be subjugated to a second person that is going to have more control over um, what you can do because of what you said. Again, Seven of Cups, confusion again. Um, please pay attention to how you say things, when you say things. Never do it in a place of anger. Never do it in an explosive manner. Ask yourself before you say something, why you're saying it. Um, what is going to be the turnaround for what you are expressing at the moment, and if this is going to benefit you or hurt you. um, because legit, it feels like really strongly putting your foot in your mouth, and then I feel like I can't even look at you while I'm saying this, because I feel like I'm not here to tell you how you're supposed to live your life. I'm here to show you what I see in your future. And I'm also not here to be your best friend, because I think that a helper, a healer, isn't your best friend all the time, right? I'm here to tell you how to make your life the best it can be. At times, we carry wounds that we don't want to confront, and we don't want to confront them because they're too hard to confront. It's easier for us to say it's that person's fault. It's because of how I grew up with, and it's because of this disorder I have. It's because of this condition. I suffer from here. I suffer from there. It's everything else except for me taking accountability and responsibility for my life and saying, yeah, I got dealt a really bad hand, but it's time for me to take ownership of this, right? And I myself, throughout my life, have been guilty of that. It's not that I'm here pointing the finger and pointing and saying how bad you are for being this person. No, we all have done this, okay? Um, but when we take accountability and responsibility for something, we then reclaim our power. We then reclaim our strength, and we then can be active change agents in our lives. That is putting forth an effort, and God helps those that helps themselves in these types of energies. Okay? I'm not telling you about being selfish or greedy or whatever. It's literally helping yourself heal so that you no longer are a victim of the pains that you're creating that have you do impulsive actions that would negatively impact you. That's what I'm saying with this energy. And as a healer, I feel like number one, it's not sitting here and trying to get as many people as possible to click on these videos because you're the best person since sliced bread. It's me helping the person that needs to hear this message. At times, our eyes are tricked by the pain that we carry. At times, our ears hear the wrong thing because we are hurting and we are judging ourselves. And because we judge ourselves, we judge the world. Big thing with this are these people that are crazy spiritual or crazy religious, that they spend their whole entire time pointing the finger of this person's not this way, this person's not that way, this person's not this other way. And you're pointing the finger because everything you call from somebody else is what we carry within ourselves. And so what I'm asking you to do is be a little less impulsive, because Uranus is strongly influencing July and it can be a self-sabotaging energy. Okay? A little less impulsive, a little more introspective, and a little more pump those brakes and think things through. That's all I'm asking from you. I hope that this helps you move forward. I hope it helps you grow and expand. I hope at least it gives you that 1 second of holding your tongue to be able to save yourself big drama in the past, in the future. Um, I hope this helps you.